Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brittnee. It kind of feels like forever since I filmed a video like this, and it kind of has. Did anyone else feel like January was like forever long? Well, happy Valentine's week and almost Valentine's Day. I haven't had a ton of time to do a dedicated Valentine's Day bonbon video, but I am going to show you something that I'm creating for a larger project. If you watched my Q&As from the past couple weeks, you will hear me talking about a new course that I'm creating. This course will be all about how to design and create custom rubber stamps to use on bonbons. I've been really busy drawing and cropping and editing designs to share with you guys for almost every single holiday in this course. And I'm almost done filming everything for it, but it's going to be quite something to edit. So I'm going to estimate that I'll be finished with it and ready to launch it in probably about a month. So hopefully you're looking forward to that. And in the course, I will show you exactly how I make these really cute conversation heart chocolates. But for today's video, we're focusing on a filling recipe, which was inspired by this conversation heart design. Originally, I was going to do a conversation heart flavored chocolate ganache using ruby chocolate for that like sweet and sour combination. And then I was going to add a crunchy layer with conversation heart bits in it, which I still think would be a really good flavor idea. But then I got thinking that conversation hearts would pair really well with marshmallow. And I kind of feel like the same people that like conversation hearts would also like marshmallows. Those like really sweet, fruity tastes. So for our recipe today, we're making pipeapple marshmallow flavored with conversation hearts. If you'd like a written version of this recipe that you can download and print, click on the link down in the description below. Really quick, let's do our subscriber highlight. From my last video, I really appreciated this thoughtful comment from Jonathan Massey. Thanks for your reassurance that there's nothing wrong with how I say caramel. And also for your ideas and advice for my potential future Patreon. So thanks for being here. So let's get into the video. I'm going to walk you through exactly how I make these conversation heart marshmallows, and seriously, they taste just like them. They're fruity and a little bit sour, and no kidding you, I swear I can taste that like powdery texture on my tongue, just like real conversation hearts. For today's recipe, you don't need a ton of conversation hearts. Just a small bag is enough. Mine was just 5 ounces. I started out by sorting the hearts by color and flavor, and then I was trying to decide which would go well together, color-wise and flavor-wise. I don't know if you knew, but the white ones are mint, so I decided I didn't really want to use them. And then the pink are cherry, yellow are banana, orange are orange, green are lemon lime, and blue are blue raspberry. I was worried that if I just mix them all together, they would turn my marshmallows brown. But spoiler alert, they are so light and in such a small amount compared to the other ingredients that you actually don't need to worry about this like I was. And for the flavors as well, they all mix good together. So if you want to just do a combo of all of them, I think it'll turn out fine. But I ended up combining the yellow, orange, and pink together to make my conversation heart puree. I make this by adding 2 ounces of hearts to 2.5 ounces of water, and I set that aside to soak for about an hour or 2. If you've seen my other marshmallow video, I was essentially following the same recipe, but replacing the raspberry flavors with the hearts. So I also measured out about 0.8 ounces of hearts to smash down into powder, and for this I used the blue ones. If you want to skip this step, you can just add these hearts to the water instead probably, I think, because in the end I'm not sure the flavor will be any different with powder versus the dissolved candies. But this is what I did, so I'm just going to show it to you. Conversation hearts are a very strange texture. They're weird. When you bite them, they are hard, but soft at the same time. Like They are hard, but they also squish under the pressure of your teeth pretty easily. Well, I was very surprised when they didn't just crumble under the pressure of this stone when I tried to make the powder. So I ended up chopping them up a bit first, which was fun, as they flew all over the counter, and then I crushed them into dust after, which was a lot easier. And if you do want to do exactly what I did with the powder, I suggest maybe using a food processor, if you have one, to get them at least started, and then crush them after with the mortar and pestle. Next, I squeeze some fresh lemon juice and measure 0.38 ounces of that and set it aside. Measure out 6.75 ounces of castor sugar and 3 ounces of dextrose powder and whisk those together with the Conversation Heart powder. And then you will also need 3.5 ounces of liquid glucose and 6 gelatin sheets. To finish off my Conversation Heart puree, I just blend it up really well in my Vitamix. Before I start my marshmallows, I like to set out all my molds to be filled along with get my piping bag ready, because as the marshmallow cools, it begins to set up and lose its fluidity. So it's good to be prepared so that you can work fast as soon as the mallow is ready. I put a piping tip into my bag so that if I have more marshmallows than I need to fill up all the molds, I can pipe them onto parchment paper into nice shapes easier. To get started on the marshmallows, place the 6 gelatin sheets in a large bowl of cold water. And these need to soak for around 10 minutes while you move to the next step. Add the Conversation Heart puree, lemon juice, and sugar mixture to a pot on the stove on medium heat. Heat this until the sugar dissolves, which will really just take a couple of minutes. Turn off the heat, and then once the mixture stops boiling, wring out your gelatin sheets and add them in. Then just stir the mixture until all of the gelatin is dissolved. Next, I like to heat up the glucose for just 10 seconds in the microwave to make it easier to scrape out into my mixer. And with the whisk attachment on the mixer, turn it onto medium to start. Grab the hot sugar mix and pour it into the bowl. I like to do this as I'm mixing because I feel like it helps cool it down a little faster. Once all of the sugar mix is added in, turn up the mixer to medium-high. And don't judge this color quite yet. I know it isn't the cutest, but watch as I mix it. It gets nice and fluffy and lightens up in color. And I suppose if you want it to be a color, you can add some food coloring into this, but I like to keep mine as natural as possible. So I'm just going to let it be essentially white. It takes around 10 minutes to fluff up like this and cool down. I was aiming for 30 degrees Celsius, but the marshmallow was getting pretty thick, so I wanted to stop whipping it. So my temperature when I stopped mixing was around 36 degrees Celsius. And here is the texture. This is great. It holds its shape at first, but then slowly levels itself out, which is the perfect consistency for piping. I had so much marshmallow that I was actually able to fill up 2 bags. Once the marshmallow cools to 28 degrees Celsius, I pipe it into my molds. I used these crisp square molds with some cute pastel colors. I did blue, pink, purple, green, yellow, and orange to match the conversation hearts, and I shelled them in white chocolate. Before I pipe out my extra marshmallow, I dust my parchment paper with 1/2 powdered sugar and 1/2 cornstarch mixed together. I piped some fluffy hearts, and then the marshmallow was cooling down a bit and got a little sticky, so I finished up with some simple circles. I let my marshmallow filling set up in my wine cooler overnight before capping these in white chocolate. And then after contracting them in the fridge for 20 minutes, it's time to unmold them. And truly, there is nothing more satisfying than this. here are the conversation heart bonbons all decorated. Stay tuned for my upcoming custom stamp course, and I'll teach you all about how I do this and many, many more designs as well. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video and that you learned something new. If you liked it, please like it and leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're doing for Valentine's Day this year, or if you have any fun traditions. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, today's the day. If you'd like to see something else that's sweet, just click on one of these thumbnails. Thanks so much for watching today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.